The latest on the city's response to Thursday's major winter storm, snow clearing efforts are ramping up in several high priority areas. Bridges over highways and railways have been the main focus today, with crews continuing their work removing snow from bridges overlooking the Don Valley Parkway. Crews also continue to respond to 311 requests for areas that need more attention. Parking restrictions also remain in effect on snow routes, so crews can work to clear the roads. Turning to our first look at the forecast now, and while temperatures have certainly dropped today, the cooler weather wasn't stopping these pups from enjoying the snow at Louis March Park. With more on what we can expect for the week ahead, let's bring in weather specialist Noor Afat. Noor?
Hey, thanks very much, Kevin. Well, those dogs have a thick fur coat to keep them warm. Humans, of course, do not. And so we've had to layer up for those that headed out the door today, because we've lost a lot in the past 20 hours. It's temperatures, of course, that make you frigid as you head outside, but also make you concerned for where you're stepping, where you're putting your boot down. All that melting snow that we saw yesterday, thanks to the milder temperatures, that started to refreeze as we saw the plummeting temperatures. And so any untreated sidewalks, any untreated surfaces were very slippery this morning and will continue to be through the next few days if, of course, that ice is not removed. So do be mindful when you're heading outside in the coming days. Minus 13 with that wind chill in Toronto just now. We were at minus 18 early in the morning today. Quite the slap in the face, of course. Many community members concerned about more than just the temperature. Snow squalls are starting to appear in areas where they weren't before, thanks to some shifting winds. And that's the case for Fort Erie, St. Catharines, Niagara Falls. Up to 15 to 25 centimeters of snow through the course of the night tonight and through the course of Monday. And for community members around Sandbanks into Picton, Prince Edward, Wellington, up to 40 centimeters of snow could be possible as this continues tomorrow with some blizzard-like conditions amid some strong gusting winds. Now, of course, the snow belt still dealing with some snow squalls through the course of the next few days, and some of these advisories extend all the way towards Caledon, towards New Tecumseth as well for, again, that activity Monday into Tuesday. Anywhere from 15 to 40 centimeters of snow could be possible. So here's a look at how things will progress. Tonight, we'll see those snow squalls ramp up around Niagara Falls, again into that Sandbanks region towards Cobourg as well. Winds will start to gust very strong come tomorrow afternoon. That will send some of these flurries into parts of the GTHA, into Peterborough as well. And then as the day progresses, we'll continue to see those snow squalls linger around Lake Huron and Lake Georgian Bay as well. Gusts could near the 80-kilometer-per-hour range in Toronto, and that will be the case especially in the evening. So hold on to your hats and make sure you're prepared for, again, another round of cold temperatures, feeling close to minus 15 early in the morning. Kevin?
Thanks, Noor. And while these cooler temperatures continue to grip the city, 2 surge warming centers have been closed today. City staff are working to refer anyone there to alternate spaces in the shelter system. 5 warming centers remain open across the city at 136 Spadina Road, 81 Elizabeth Street, 349 George Street, 12 Holmes Avenue, and 885 Scarborough Golf Club Road. It's been nearly a year. All right, time for the forecast with our Noor Afat. Noor, it might be a good idea to stock up on some ice melter.
Yes, and I've heard you've done that already, Kevin.
It's happening. It's happening.
That's good. He is prepared, hoping all of our viewers are also prepared in the coming days as we see a massive temperature drop for some areas from above the freezing mark to below. You know what that means? Lots of ice.
Slippery.
Slippery sidewalks and untreated surfaces, of course, but also having to layer up in the coming days.
Oh, yeah.
The cold continues in Toronto tomorrow. Wind chill values in the morning minus 15. Again, a reminder that those winds are going to be really strong, so could near the 80-kilometer-per-hour range, especially into the evening hours. It will be quite windy since the late morning, so we'll see that pick up really earlier on, and that could mean, of course, winds getting to dangerous speeds for some of those areas that are seeing some blizzard-like warnings. Power outage is not out of the question, but of course, zero visibility for amid those snow squalls in areas like Fort Erie, like Niagara Falls. There is a trough in the jet stream, and the Arctic air is rushing to fill that space. The temperatures across the country are responding. -21 in Winnipeg, -3 in Calgary. That's a big difference from the +10 they were seeing yesterday. The Arctic air is making its journey east, so we are catching up to those temperatures in the coming days. And for many, those wind chill values, especially in the morning, will get quite brutal, including in Toronto. Believe it or not, we're going to get colder heading into Tuesday than what we're seeing tomorrow, and this upcoming weekend as well will be quite frigid, especially in the morning. So here we are seeing a rough commute for those in the path of these snow squalls tomorrow morning. Niagara Falls, Fort Erie, Cobourg, Peterborough, Belleville included in this. As the day progresses, those dry conditions in the GTHA are not so dry anymore. We could see some of those flurries push in the afternoon, and you can see heading into Tuesday, even though we'll see a lot of sunny breaks, a lot of clearings, the snow squalls continue around Georgian Bay, Fort Erie, around Georgian Bay, Lake Huron rather, and into areas near Fort Erie, near Buffalo. By Wednesday, system number 4, 5, 6, who's counting at this point, moves in. Heavy snow expected for much of southwestern, southern, and eastern Ontario. So a lot to deal with in the next few days with that accumulation. 2 centimeters potentially in Toronto, maybe 15 around Niagara Falls, and of course the heftiest amounts are on the shores of Georgian Bay and Lake Huron. The temperatures in the coming days will also be hard to adapt to. -4 in Oshawa tomorrow, -4 Mississauga, -5 in Hamilton, -9 for your Tuesday. Wind chill values in the morning at -20, and then take a look at the weekend. That will be the most brutal. Those wind chill values into the mid-20s. There is little relief by the middle of the week with wind chill values, or rather temperatures, into the -1 to -3 range.
Get your dog's tail wagging with the Global News dog walking forecast weekdays with Ross Hull and the Canadian Bros in the morning, and Anthony Parnell with Storm the Weather Dog at 6. Brought to you by Wren's Pets, your local pet experts.
Yeah, that's right. We're expecting a low of about -8 tonight in Toronto, with the wind chill factored in, feeling close to -16, and we're not far off at this hour. It's -6 outside the Toronto airport, which, believe it or not, is actually our high today. Quite abysmal in comparison to a high of +2 or +3 that we saw just yesterday in Toronto. What a difference those 24 hours can make. So waking up today early in the morning, many community members bundling up, but of course treading lightly on some of those slippery surfaces and sidewalks that were untreated, and all that melting snow that we saw yesterday transitioning and turning into ice today thanks to that sharp drop in temperatures. Now, some community members are worried about more than just ice. We've been seeing some snow squalls ramping up, and it is expected to be a very turbulent time for select communities come tomorrow, as we see some dangerously strong gusting winds which will blow a whole lot of snow around, causing white-out conditions and near zero visibility. 15 to 25 centimeters of snow could be possible. Niagara Falls, Fort Erie, St. Catharines. As we look ahead to areas like Prince Edward, Picton, Wellington, up to 40 centimeters of snow. Blizzard-like conditions over there with those gusts near the 90-kilometer-per-hour range. This is going to be quite turbulent come tomorrow morning for that commute. And then areas just to the eastern shores of Lake Huron, just south of Georgian Bay, they are going to be hit also hard early tomorrow morning with those snowfall accumulations near the 40-centimeter range, potentially as well, but also a whole lot of blowing snow. Again, whiteout conditions and near zero visibility amid some strong winds. So this extends all the way towards New Tecumseh, towards Caledon as well. In the morning hours, it's going to be dry in the GTHA, but by the afternoon, some of that snow continues to push into southern Ontario, areas like Peterborough getting a taste, London, Ontario as well. And even though we're seeing some clearings by Tuesday morning, the snow squalls continue through southern Bruce County, Simcoe County as well. Strong gusting winds will be a big story tomorrow. Even for those that are not seeing snow, the gusting winds could near the 70, if not 80-kilometer-per-hour range for our viewers in Toronto. So hold on to your hats come tomorrow. Unfortunately, we won't see a whole lot of warmth either. At -6 early in the morning, feeling close to -15 with the wind chill. Kevin?
Thanks, Noor. All right, Sky Tracker forecast with our Noor Rafat. Noor, that cold snap's coming back with a vengeance.
Yes, Kevin, really hoping you and all of our viewers bundle up in the coming days because we're going to see those temperatures drop from what was above seasonal to now below seasonal. And heading into this weekend, actually, those temperatures are going to be quite brutal. Wind chill values in the morning into the minus double digits. Let's take a look. A cold start to your morning tomorrow in Toronto. Unfortunately, those early morning wind chill values at minus 15 as you head out the door. And not a whole lot of warmth as the day continues. Minus 4 for a high. Still looking at below seasonal temperatures. The gusting winds will be quite something, nearing the 70 to 80 kilometer per hour range, especially into the evening in Toronto. But you'll notice those gusting winds picking up since the late morning. So hold on to your hats. Of course, power outages very much possible, including or especially in those areas that are seeing those gusts near the 80 to 90 kilometer per hour range. There's a dip in the jet stream. That is what we call a trough. The Arctic air is moving in, and temperatures across North America are responding. Minus 21, Thunder Bay in Iowa, Illinois, Missouri. All those areas are seeing those colder conditions move in. 7 in Vancouver with some rare sunshine extending into areas like Victoria as well. If you thought it's cold in Toronto now, wait until you see what Tuesday will bring and what the weekend will bring as well. The Arctic air continues its journey out towards the east, and we'll feel it in a number of occasions over the coming few days. There will be some relief in between, very short-lived though. And unfortunately, we will also be dealing with some messy weather. So here's a look at those snow squalls still ramped up around Niagara Falls, Fort Erie, the Belleville region into Tweed tomorrow. Of course, Wyerton and Muskoka impacted by this. Flurries for the GTHA into the afternoon. Drier, sunnier conditions for Toronto Tuesday morning, so it'll be beautiful. Not so much the case for those that are continuing to see the snow squalls up to the north. And then by Wednesday, would it be late January without another snowy system moving in? This one in the morning through your afternoon, bringing periods of heavy snow at times for southwestern, southern, and eastern Ontario. So we'll notice a shift in those temperatures in the coming days. Tomorrow, of course, colder than average for many in southern Ontario. Minus 8 in London, minus 4 for Mississauga, or minus 5 rather for Mississauga, minus 4 for Pickering, minus 8 in Guelph. Tuesday, minus 10 for that high, feeling close to minus 20 early in the morning. How about the brutal weekend with wind chill values early in the morning at the minus low 20s? Enjoy that brief relief Wednesday and Thursday, temperatures feeling closer to seasonal.